Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is your brother Daniel. Hallelujah. Come on here this morning. Just got done my early morning walk, speaking to the Father. And I wanted to speak about a situation that happened yesterday that not only did it happen, but I kind of saw it coming. And here's what I mean by it. One of our beloved brothers, man, we for the last couple months, man, since I've been with this amazing ministry, Straightway Truth, where righteousness is demanded, and you can't just come in here with no foolishness. You know, while we're not on the main land, people have the Shabbat at their house, as many of you already know, and they invite other brethren in the area to come by. And for the last few months, they've been doing it at my house. A few of the Midwest saints that's in the Indiana, Ohio area, they've been over at my house. And one of our brothers, he would always say how he has told his wife over and over to come with him, and she would never want to come. I always would make the same excuse about, oh, I had prior obligations with this women's group or something she said she was doing because she thinks she's, some preacher or something. And what was terrible about what I see going on is we decided to do the Shabbat, to celebrate the Shabbat over his house, over, the last Sabbath. And what a glorious time we had. Being able to stand together and worship the Most High Yah and hearing an amazing message, that was brought forth by the man of Yah. And it was really, really something to see. And I asked the same question, I said, okay, now we here, where your wife at? She gave him the same excuse. And not only did she give him the same excuse, but here it is, we going throughout the rest of the day, and we wondering, where in the world is she at? Because he really wanted me to meet his wife. And here it is, he finally gets in contact with her, and she gone to some softball game on the Shabbat. Not only is she gone to some softball game with his daughter, but he told her and the coach that she would not be participating because it was the most holy set apart day, the Sabbath. So this wicked woman turns around, disobeys her husband, and just takes off and does what she wants to do. Not only disobeying her husband, but showing her daughter how to be disobedient as well. That was really disturbing to me, and our brother could tell that when he told me that kind of disturbed me. But as we were sitting at the house, she finally came in. And when she came in, if anybody know me, they don't know I don't like to just speak out and, against stuff. But when she came in and she introduced herself to me, and immediately she walked away and left the room we were sitting in. And my brother was sitting right next to me, and I told him, I said, brother, you can see them spirits, like literally how uncomfortable. It was just vivid, that you could just see it. And I said, bro, that's here wickedness. And he said, I know, brother. He said, I know. But he's continuing to stand. So we had such a great time that we all agreed, we said, next Shabbat, we're going to come back. And we're going to spend the day together and break bread together. But the enemy didn't want that. The enemy did not want that. Because here it is the next day. Because she's hiding stuff. The next day, he is physically attacked in his own home by his wife and by his daughter. Physically attacked in his own home. All because she cheating or whatever she hiding. I mean, it's blatant as day. And, you know, it's just so disturbing, man, because here it is, another brother that is desiring to follow Yah in everything that he's trying to do. And you got these just wicked Jezebel-filled women causing up commotion, being disobedient, and destroying households. I mean, it's just one after the other, after the other, after the other. And we ain't talking about for nothing, crazy or nothing that's just like, oh my goodness. We talking about for simple things. For a man that says, I desire to live righteously. And here's something else about this situation. When we were there, when she got there, we were there for probably about another 45 minutes. And my wife was speaking to her with another one of our sisters. My wife was speaking to her. And when we were leaving, got in the car, so I asked my wife, I said, what was your impression? Because I wanted to see what she said. And the first two things came out of my wife's mouth was, number one, she puffed up. She is puffed up. She thinks she's really somebody that you can clearly see she's not. And then the next thing was, she hiding. I said, huh. And when I was driving home, I told my wife the same thing. I said, yeah, she is, based on what, my brother had told me upstairs. And the next day I get a call from my brother, and he said, hey, it was such a great time yesterday. And he said, you know what my wife said? He said, what's that? He said, my wife said that your wife is very genuine. She said that she's very genuine. I said, yeah. He said, yeah, she said that she could tell she's a genuine person. I said, really? And he said, would you mind at all if your wife, spoke to my wife, just to tell her how this walk has been, and so I thought, at first I agreed, but something held me back immediately. At first I agreed, and I was like, yeah, brother, and then I just said, wait a minute. I said, you know what? Let me run this by Pastor. So he was like, yeah, he said, definitely, that's better, run it by Pastor. So I got off the phone with him, and I called Pastor. And I told Pastor what had happened and what she said about my wife. And immediately, Pastor said, you know what? He said, explain everything you just explained to me to my wife. He said, verbatim. So I said, yes, sir. And I did just that. And I asked his wife, I said, what do you think? I said, what do you think, mother? And she said, absolutely not. She said, do not let your wife speak to that woman, because that woman does not serve the Most High Yah. She serves her father, Satan. Do not do it, because you've worked too hard in your household to get your house in order to let the devil seep in. And she gave me some sound, great advice. And I said, yes, ma'am. And I told my wife, and then I called. I told my wife, and then literally I was going to call my brother back and tell him, but here it is. A couple hours later, the next morning, boom, he calling me and telling me what happened in his house with what I just explained. And right there it showed me, I said, one thing is for sure, The leadership at Straightway Ministry it's sound leadership. It is sound. Because, and it's teaching us men and the sisters to be sound as well, to be in tune to what the word says, and to be in tune and be of one spirit, one mind, because we all under one law. And I'm telling you something. I really thought about this. I said, normally I would have been like, oh yeah, my wife is, she's doing well and all. Go ahead. You can speak to her and help encourage her to obey her husband and all this. But right here, something just stopped me. And here it is. Mother confirmed it. She confirmed it immediately. Don't do it. And then not even 12 hours later, all hell breaks loose in that man's house. It's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous what's going on. And what's most disheartening about this thing is the fact that his young daughter is being taught by that wicked Jezebel on how to be a Jezebel herself and be disobedient and have no respect, setting her up for failure because she puffed up. It's just something else. But I give the Most High thanks that my brother is, I spoke to him this morning. He's just doing well, standing strong, and he knows he has support from a whole family of righteous people. They're standing up for truth and standing up for the Most High Yah. So I give thanks to the Father, and I know everybody been praying for him and reaching out to him. And it's really, really good to see this is supporting his family. I've never been a part of nothing like this in my life. Straightway Ministries is a diamond in the rough. It is a light in this wicked and dark, perverse, sick, disgusting generation that we live in. It is a light. And it's teaching men how to be men. It's teaching women how to be women. And it's all according to what the Most High says in his word. And it's being done unapologetically. So hallelujah. Bless you all. Shalom, shalom.